So happy to have you join us. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Hi, and thank you so much for inviting me to do this. My name is Misty, and I'm the author of Wildfire, Kamika and Joey Prepare.
You mentioned that your inspiration for the book was the devastation of the 2020 wildfire season in the San Francisco Bay Area. Can you tell us a little bit more about that experience?
Yeah, it literally felt like the entire Bay Area was covered by wildfires, all surrounded, all the mountain areas. And I live in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and they definitely affected us. And I'm watching, as the fires were going closer and closer to my community, we were safe. It just, I was watching adults running around. I had one neighbor who totally got a truck and cleared out her house and left, even though we hadn't received an evacuation order, because people were just freaking out. And I started looking at that and looking at myself during that time and going, okay, if we're having a hard time dealing with this, how are kids understanding it? And that's what prompted me to start doing some research and finding out if there were any books on the reality of wildfires. And I really didn't find any. And the ones that they talked about animals, but none of them dealt with kids and people themselves and the whole reality of it.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about why you think wildfires hits to environmental issues and why it's important to bring attention to these issues?
Climate change, in 2 words. The more I researched and the more I continued to research even after the book was written, is climate change is just affecting it. I mean, wildfire 10 years ago were a California thing and then a little bit of a West Coast thing, but now it's really, an entire world thing. I mean, there's wildfires in Florida, and Texas. And, I think there's around 15, 16 states that are starting to deal with wildfires on a regular basis. And, look around the world, there's places, I mean, Australia and, just around the world, there's more and more places experiencing devastating wildfires. And the wildfires today are not like they were 15 years ago or even 10 years ago. They are stronger than they've ever been, and they're growing, and they grow faster, and they're much more devastating.
Can you tell us what interesting projects you are currently working on?
Yeah. Well, of course, I'm, doing author visits with schools and boys and girls clubs and libraries and things. And I will be doing a bunch of wildfire preparedness events this summer that, communities have to help people learn more about wildfires. And then one really interesting thing is Roy, who is a character, well, Kamika's stuffed animal in the book, he is my real life rescue dog. And we are in the final steps of Roy becoming a therapy dog for first responders specifically.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Misty, for your time. And please check our link for where you can get the book. And we appreciate your time and look forward to your next book.
Thank you so much.